Thank God it's Friday. Well, what you're just about to watch, it may confuse you a little bit because I looked a little younger. Yes, because I'm just about to share Thank God it's Friday 2024. This is a series that every Friday shows you the activities here at Salento with Love, or probably the run around that I take place in my life on a weekly basis with many beautiful things happening. But this is 2024, remember. So whenever you are leaving a comment, remember that we are back in 2024. If you'd like to subscribe to the 2025, well then do that by subscribing to the Thank God it's Friday 2025. And also, when you're visiting Puglia, come stop here by the office and one of these fabulous books will be waiting for you together with a lot of other things. So enjoy Thank God it's Friday 2024, become a subscriber of Thank God it's Friday 2025 and have a fantastic weekend. Monday morning, thank God it's Friday. Well, I need to wait a few days for that. Actually, this week as well, there is a bank holiday in Italy, 25th of April, the liberation of Italy. Today, what is it? Oh, 22nd. It's also the start of a beautiful site and the new series that will be started, which is called Lilo House. We just started to work on this corner building that shifts all the way around to the square, but also attached to this purchase, there was a room down here on the ground floor, literally on another block, nothing to do with that building, but it was part of it. And working on both sides at the moment, the guys have started, the contractors have started, and we're an amazing feeling to know that after you've been working on 5, 6, 7 months, strategizing, aligning everything and getting all the contractors online, getting the design done and all the suppliers ready, then you can get started and knowing that it's going to come to a beautiful end. So should we go and see what they're up to? Well, for any one of you who follows Thank God it's Friday, you've seen this already, and I know you, the owner of this beautiful property, you are very excited about the start. The guys are in here, very dusty. They're not going to say hello because I've been up and down about 3 times already. So they started from probably the most complex thing, which is opening up the space and taking this wall that connects the 2 rooms. This is a double-sided star-shaped ceiling. So you really need to leave the pillars underneath. These guys are superheroes, you know, when you look at stone, not like the way they're building today with things that are very light, they were using proper stone. So each one of these blocks weighs anything between 70 to 100 kilograms. So they're doing incredible work. It's going to be an amazing week. So starting today on a Monday, thinking of how the week is going to unravel, would see the development of a lot of things here at Lilo House, but also we're working at La Casetta. Now I did say that this probably had a downstairs room as well, and this is another project altogether, turning this room about 30 square meters into a self-contained small, almost small apartment with a bedroom here and a bathroom here. But before we do that, we're removing all this dead plaster that is on the wall and then cleaning the stone and then stitching all the joints. So ultimately we're left with a beautiful celebration of the stonework. I hope I don't get a shower by the time I get up here. I'm in, safe. Buongiorno, come procede?
Io ho fatto quel pezzettino là, però deve essere ancora
perfetto.
Quello e questo pezzettino qua.
Perfetto.
L'ho sgattato a mano perché con la macchinetta non si fa il tocco con la pietra.
Vabbè, l'importante è che tanto questa parte intonaco marrone se ne esce.
No, quello cerchiamo di toglierlo tutto.
Perfetto.
Davide, attenzione, se le schizza le face
Sì,
la giacca.
Ah, il verniciatore?
Sì.
Scusa. Fatto in
Questo è stucco di Malta.
stucco di Malta. Risalente a che periodo?
Questo dovrebbe essere barocco. Quindi questi sono degli stucchi fatti in Malta.
1700, metà del 700.
Sì, 700.
Well, this is was found underneath the suspended ceiling. We found this and this was buried. So this is a lot earlier, probably 17th century Barocco style. And they are not decorators, so they are restorers. another star-shaped ceiling, but we are in the room where the oven is positioned. So the color that you are seeing here as a result of taking the white off, it's a combination of really the smoke that's been absorbed by the limestone, by the paint that was applied. Now, regardless if you're going to leave these exposed or not, part of the process still remains to remove the old paint and sand it down and fill the gaps, because otherwise the paint that you're going to apply is never going to stick and is never really going to adhere at the same quality or level that it would adhere if you take this off and then you seal it. To do this star-shaped ceiling, we're 6 meters up in the air, so just to give you an idea. Yeah, and only yesterday we started at Lilo House, and I've just come this afternoon. Everyone is gone, but incredible to see just the progress of starting to rack off all the old plaster. We're just starting to remove the plaster on this wall, and we can see an arch. And when we remove the entire perimeter, we can probably tell a little bit of a story. There was something going on there. Can you see this big stone here and this big stone here, and this is closed. This could have been an opening into a cistern. And there is also a little bit of a half arch here, which was demolished. Still a lot of work to do to remove this plaster, and then once all the plaster is removed and cleaned, all the soft elements, which is literally just soil, gets removed and cleaned. See, all of that needs to go. Oh wow. Remember these blocks yesterday that were recycled? And now they're here, and it's nice to see that there is enough gap there, so once this is plastered and brought to level, everything will be lost. But I just love the idea that these blocks have been recycled, so they haven't been discarded, they've been given an extension of their life. Look at this opening now, looking into the dining kitchen area. Yeah, every time I come on sites like this, it's like you're going in a war zone. A successful Tuesday. The beauty of working in the centro storico is that everything needs to be done by hand. So taking out rubble, and rubble in Italy is always very heavy. There's solid blocks, stones. Nice to see that the sun is shining again. It's been an interesting week in Italy with this cold front, but although it's still a little bit snowing and cold in the north, but here the sound you hear, we've just started work this morning at another property that was sold a few weeks ago. We just started from the roof, cleaning it. So we're going to go up and see what's going on, but when you work in the centro storico also, it's very important to take into consideration your neighbors, potentially the local authorities. So you can't just do things thinking everything is going to be all right. So you're going to make sure as well that you use contractors which are very tuned in into the local community. In this particular example, for example, while the roof is getting cleaned up, and then obviously after it will be painted, we're going to go up there in a minute, but we've got the guy to connect it. This is the rainwater pipe, which normally would gush straight into the street, like everywhere. That's what it does, it will gush straight into the street. But in this particular case, we just connected it and we're just dropping it into the sewer just temporarily. This will avoid all the dirt and everything that is getting produced as a result of cleaning the street to end up here on the middle of the road and upsetting all your neighbors. So this beautiful property that was sold, but a little bit of maintenance, tidying up, and it's interesting really, because when I looked at some of this stuff, I could see that the previous owners had some great ideas in terms of turning the rooftop into a garden. But if you put plants or trees or anything up on a roof terrace, you need to maintain them, because unless you give them water, already starting right at the end of April, we start getting 30 degrees, temperatures get hotter and hotter, very little rain. So that's what could happen, really. So yes, I know that we have this vision about bougainville and beautiful flowers and plants, but just make sure that you have somebody on the ground that can maintain your garden, your roof, automated system for watering. But remember as well that here, for example, if a pipe gets blocked as a result of plants and debris or anything like that, you could actually flood your roof, and as a result of it, you could cause thousands of euros of damage. Let's see what's going on up here. It needs to be cleaned, centimeter by centimeters, removing all that dirt that is built up, and after that is done, you expose the joints, which here in Salento they're called chiamenti. This is a job that you may need to do with modern materials, every 10 to 15 years. Back in the days, maybe every year or 2 years, which is the job of, you see how bad they are? That means that all the water, when it rains, it literally filters through, and then you get all the patches on the ceiling. So this is a very, very important job, maintaining your roof, maintaining any point of entry of water into the building. It's extremely important. These are flat roofs, so the water tends to sit on it. So very important to do this maybe every 10-15 years, or if you just purchase the property, start from there and moving yourself down. A little quieter now. A beautiful view from up here, actually, that I'd like to share with you from your Thank God It's Friday. As I turn the camera around from this roof terrace, I can see the entire back of the building of Palazzo Angelini and the garden. I don't think you've ever seen this view. Very close to the main church. So it's crazy how close these properties are, and only a couple of doors up from this one, then we have another beautiful property with Teresa. I don't know if Teresa watches Thank God It's Friday, but it's kind of nice how a lot of these amazing people are dotted around in the Centro Storico, becoming almost a little bit of a community. I really like that. Right, I'll leave them to get on with it. I'll just move on. Buon lavoro, eh? I wonder what's going on at Passion and Vision. So in this particular case, two things. One, we're on the ground floor, and although the ground has been insulated, but you're still always going to have maybe a little bit of rising. So putting a plasterboard and spacing it away really reduces that element, but also allows you to have the walls which are super straight. So that's exactly what the guys are doing at the moment.
Number one.
They're waiting for me. We are at La Casetta now, and decided to take all the plaster off the ceiling. Buongiorno ragazzi.
Buongiorno.
Wow, che lavoro. Bellissimo. Bellissimo.
La luce la vediamo stoccata.
Spettacolare. Gianni il maestro. So tonight we got the whole team of Salento with love. I know it's not Friday yet, non è venerdì. No. Però è come se è venerdì, perché domani non si lavora, no? È giusto. Anna Maria just walking in. Anna Maria, say that the weather is beautiful in Salento.
It's so nice.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's pouring down with rain, actually.
Look at my hair. Nice and wet.
But we're here at Gianni tonight. This is a place that just opened up.
Matari.
It's called, I don't even know the name, how bad, Matari. And Fiorella actually arranged for the whole team of Salento with love tonight to have a drink here. Eccolo, that's the other one. Toti. Giacomo, you may know Giacomo, introduced gently. So here...
It's a lovely addition to the team. a great asset.
Thank you, Tati.
As long as you don't turn him into your slave.
No. Am I? No. No.
You may know this person. And this one, Milena. Who's missing? Sarah?
Sarah.
Sara, Stefano, Ludovica.
Oh, yeah.
Fiorella on the door.
Fiorella coming in.
Ludovica is around.
Ludovica is coming in.
Fiorella, thank God it's Friday. We have Fiorella. Fiorella is hiding. She doesn't want to be in the video. She doesn't like doing videos.
No, at all.
No, Fiorella hates videos.
I hate camera.
Yeah, she doesn't like the camera. Hey, Ludovica, for the Thank God It's Friday, if you cut this out, she has the habit of cutting things out. Don't you dare cut this out.
I will cut myself.
Scusa.
Ascolta il telefonino.
Pulizza cessi.
Allora prima passava uno a giro, chi l'argento si diceva chi l'ammina, non tiene cabinetti fai. Allora ogni mane passava questo con un camino e gridava chi l'ammina. Allora assieme ai cristiani qui dove hanno fatto la notte e lo scormavano da intra e se ne scene.
Thank God it's Friday. Yes, yesterday was a wonderful day. Holiday here in Italy, 25th of April. It's the liberation of Italy. And so it was wonderful. Managed to go out, started my morning, and as I wander the street, there we are, we find the first tradesman. Danilo, buongiorno. Working on one of our sites up on the roof. Remember the other day we're cleaning and doing the joints. That's you, James. And amazing, I love. As I'm getting closer to Palazzo Angelini, I can see the plumber, the plasterer, they're all there on site. Also just around the corner working on Fashion and Love. And hai fatto la festa ieri, eh? Tutti alla spiaggia, tutti alla spiaggia.
No, quale spiaggia?
Quale spiaggia?
I minori vanno a cantare.
So after a lot of going around today and doing some great things, let me just share this with you. You may remember this beautiful property. One of my first projects actually. And we're in here at the moment, more or less the entire courtyard belongs to clients from Salento with Love, and these two properties were purchased at the end of last year. That one and that one, and this bottom one was purchased just at the beginning of the year, and we're now putting together a project to remodel the two and bringing them together. So this space here, actually, through that wall, you are communicating with the other property. Maybe at some stage these two properties were together from what we can see on the floor plan, but it's very difficult until the plaster is removed to really say if that is the case. Regardless, the plan is to create an opening over there that allows the two properties to be together, and this becomes the true sitting area lounge. And by opening this wall here as well, then we create a kitchen. Now there is an amazing feature in this house. That is extremely rare. And then we have the male, or the female actually, downstairs. So this house was probably lived by some very noble people, and they sculpted and created this keystone up there. Now, by watching this video, you're really watching the embryonic stages of a development, where I do spend quite a little bit of time consulting with a client, sometimes in place here in situ, sometimes remotely, trying to establish really what's the best way of dividing the space, creating the space. And so after that is done, then the drawings and the plans can be, I've stepped outside, a little bit of less echo, then the drawings and the plans can be done. So let's go up on the roof. Now this is a big plus, having a huge room up on the roof terrace, meaning that you can have a bathroom up here, maybe an extension of your kitchen. So let's see what we're going to do here. Roof terraces are definitely beautiful if they've been well kept and if they are transformed. Like, for example, if I look at that roof terrace over there, it's so beautiful with the outside space, and you could tell how those spaces really, they do turn into comfort zones. So here, for example, we have this, which is right outside the room that I'm standing on at the moment, but also the second property has all of that area there. This felt needs to go. This is terrible really, because it doesn't allow the room to breathe and the stone to breathe. So inside the house, when we got downstairs a little bit later, you would see the mold, and that's the result of the condensation, because the walls cannot breathe. I've just sent a video to the client asking what the preferences are, if to open up a square big opening with a joist across, or potentially opening an arch. What do you think? This is the room or the area where the oven was demolished. This mezzanine as well, it's part of the property. Wow. Second part of the house. But if you remember the wall on the other side, but this opening here is what's going to create the open space. And then we have a fantastic, huge bedroom with a window over there and a balcony over here, overlooking another courtyard, another very large bedroom here. Remember what I was saying about the ceiling and the condensation and having the felt? A lot of people in the 80s, they thought that by putting the felt up there. These walls are made of stone, so they absorb humidity, they absorb rain, they absorb everything, but at the same time they throw it out. But if the stone has been sealed in one area and you've got your doors closed inside, because obviously you do, then where is the condensation going to go? Well, it's going to come through the walls. And that's exactly what's been happening to this poor property that needs to be saved very quickly. So we have some beautiful people up there. We have Mark over there, and we have Matthew and Sarah over here. So this beautiful courtyard becomes entirely owned by Salento with Love. I think that's kind of magic. A lot of people say sometimes houses in Salento are quite dark. Yes, because, well, you got to think they are embedded between buildings. We're talking about medieval time. It wasn't really the time of showing off and having open spaces and grand windows. So yeah, this is a small 2 rooms, beautiful star-shaped ceiling. This wall is going to go, which he was obviously put on afterwards to create a comfortable living space for these people. Cleaning up this stone. Well, I'm wondering, we're on week 15, 16, and we've done so much work. We're only 3-4 months into the year. I'll be glad to hear your comments in regards to Thank God It's Friday. Are you learning a few things? Any suggestions of things that you would like to see or for me to expand on? I'm open for suggestions. This Thank God it's Friday. It's been, it will continue to be a real challenge because I carry the GoPro with me every day, everywhere. Sometimes I think it's not appropriate to turn it on, so I keep conversations quite private and moments quite private with clients. Other moments I'm sharing. A lot of the time when I'm sharing, I'm alone. Just happy to hear your suggestions while I'm walking towards Lilo House. I find this amazing, the level of work and accuracy of these guys, stitching every single stone and bringing it into something beautiful from something that was in pretty bad shape. Wow, there's still that wall to do. Well, I left the guys this morning with the jet wash cleaning up here, just getting rid of all those loose pieces of plaster. Then they go after that they go past with an axe and they remove either more, and then they just have to act all the stone to allow for the new plaster to actually grip. Plus in this particular case, all these top ledges will be removed and replaced with same stone. But the idea of replacing this is because when you plaster this, if this is actually in line with your wall, what happens is that when you paint your walls white, that is just going to drip constantly, getting your wall dirty. So what you do the new ones, you make them stick out 2.5 to 3 centimeters. You do a little cut line underneath, which literally the water will get there, it will find the line and it would drip. So this will all be changed, and what a nice way of finishing off the week. It's been a very intense week, but it's also been a beautiful week with a little break in between. It's just been nice really to be able to share this week with you. Amazing work progressing in so many different sites, and also the fantastic start to this week of Lilo House. Very excited for 2024. We'll probably start another 2 to 3 projects in the next couple of months. I hope you've enjoyed it. Share with you any comments, share with you any ideas that could actually make the Thank God It's Friday more exciting. And all I gotta say is have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next week. I was that. Yeah, I looked younger. Different hairstyle as well. Subscribe to 2025 and I'll see you every week on a Friday. Stay safe wherever you are.